Is it working now?
Yeah, we're good. We're back. Hello, this is definitely attempt 1, and nothing bad happened to the previous recording. Yeah, we are effectively gonna build our own Deep Savers deck based on improvements from Nature Spirits. Because Nature Spirits is a whole cool rainbow deck. The idea is to build out the line that was in the VPETs, and they did give it extra waves of support, so we're gonna go through some of our reasonings for how we would maybe guess if you're watching this when it comes out. Thanks for being a champion or higher. If you're watching this when it's already come out and you're going, wow, these guys were so wrong, should have been a champion, so you could see us maybe be not wrong.
So me and Tom, in the previous, take effectively what we said, just to summarize things, to not waste too much time, because there's a lot of guys to go through, is that the Nature Spirits, they have effectively like 2 lines where it's like half of the line is like the more popular Digimon, and then the other half is the less popular one. So for Nature Spirits, we got the Otama and the Gotsu, but in Nature Spirits, there's a Tento and a Angoramon. So I think what they'll start off with is they'll do the less popular lines and populate the deck off of those to give it a skeleton, and then they'll trickle like more support later down the line with the more popular guys by giving it like to tie everything in together. It'll be a multicolor deck, and they'll have like super generic effects, but like generic in terms of the color, but they'll just be like slightly power crept.
Yeah, they'll all still either like one of the things that's really common in these like make my guy protect my tower kind of builds is that like if you look at the Nature Spirits cards, there are things like the Shogun Gekomon, which reads that your Nature Spirits can't have their attacks redirected, or the Jagamon, which is that your Nature Spirits all become blockers. So
Big C has Unleashing DP minus.
Yeah, so a lot of the power of the like deck is that like the Nature Spirit DNATElixar can make a fixed number of stuff that it spawns and drop them. So it can either spawn a level 5 or a level 4 plus a level 3. Like it can do a lot of that stuff, and that's because like it, or even an ace hypothetically, but because it's a like in the Digivice toy, it is a fusion of the 2 like specified pieces. So the way they represented it is that in the Nature Spirits Legend, it's like Eldoradomon plus Saber Leo. They made an ace plus Eldoradomon in the game to fuse with. So it's cool because it represents all the different levels in the VPET and gives you some gameplay like thematics to tie it in. So we figure, based on that, if you're following what we're putting down, we figure that we're probably going to get something similar. So like the Sealamon is like it grants Deep Saver immunity to things, which is really cool.
So this will be like some of your protection.
Yeah, so you'd be able to give your spoilers. We're not going to start with the level 7, but if you have owned the Deep Savers VPET, you know that it's Aegis-Dramon. So there's potentially a chance for us to be exploring some Sea-Dramon like fish stuff while we go through the Deep Savers cards. So
they have to be careful also to not like, so far the Nature Spirits decks, none of the cards have found their way into like their respective decks, but with Deep Savers it's a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, fish is already more put together than like dinosaurs was.
Yeah.
I think bugs might steal the new bug cards come EX8 if they're any good, but like
I could see the fish cards being in a different color. Like I could see them putting fish in like a completely different color just so then they're not like over.
Like how birds is in like every color under the sun somehow.
Yeah, like birds now have green cards.
I do get the feeling that they'll do what they did with the Nature Spirits. Well, they'll probably all evolve over blue, but like I bet you the Syakomon will be purple, for example.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think they'll tie them to their home base, but also let you use the VPET collection, which is
so
cool.
Chapmon could be like an example as like your egg.
Secondary egg, like a promo that they print. Yep.
It won't. I don't think it'll be the Bukamon because there's already a very playable Bukamon, which is like the memory gain Bukamon when you play something by effect.
And the one on the ban list.
You don't think they'll print a tagged one?
Oh, and then a banless one, yeah. And they could print like a tagged one, but
I think Buka would just be lazy. Are there any Gomas that only evolve over Buka by name? Because he's only monocolor,
he's
right?
Only over blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Buka would be lazy.
I'm expecting
He is the one in the toy, though. I will give it that. So like we know that we're getting bug support because Hercules is on EX8's box. So you can assume that the green egg in EX8 is probably Modimon. I either we get it probably down the line, but I get the feeling we'll probably get a tagged Bukamon one day.
Yeah, I'm expecting the egg to do something along the lines of like, if we were following the idea of like playing by effect and then getting a bonus effect, it'd be like power. I feel like giving a blue deck a little bit of extra power for like your blockers, or like for you to interact in a specific way. Like blue is getting like tons of new mechanics. Like we could get like ice clad stuff. We could get bottom deck bouncing. That's like typical blue. I'm expecting something to unsuspend. And then the other thing about the current way that like Nature Spirits is built is that you have 2 6s. 1 6 is your playmaker. The other one is your ace. So I would expect this deck to effectively have like the same thing, where it's like one will be the one that lets you do your jog rest play, and then the other one will be like once you spawned out your bodies, you have like a defensive line off of like your ace.
For sure. We also have the Nightmare Soldiers that were revealed in Digimon Liberator, like in the web novel.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that, like, just like what Marcio said, like the Myotismon end of turn DNAs and the Piedmon is the ace that you drop. So, like, we know that this is something they're already down to experiment with. Makes a lot of sense.
So to start off, like obviously, like we have the egg. I think what we'll get as our 2 starting level 3s. I don't think we'll get Goma and Jelly. We'll get Shaco and we'll get Crab. I think that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with that.
And Crab, the Shaco, there's like tons of good ones, and we have a Floodgate. And then we have like
they have the Survive promo that was like even more utility pieces.
Oh yes, tons of utility.
It's like it was like an unattackable effect, which is really strong.
Yeah.
There's what's it called? Like Marcy said, there's the Floodgate, there's the X antibody, and the Leviamon one too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the X antibond probably won't be like you wouldn't be able to use it in Nature Spirit, but I mean, if this
surprised.
It depends what color they print 4s for, right?
Oh, true.
Yeah, so if we have like a purple line and a blue line, you can very easily fit the Shaco X and give yourself like an extra thing. What does it evolve for a specific Tama, or does it always cost 1?
No, it always evolves 1 over blue and purple, but 0 over Sayako.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah. Also, the Koalamon is black, which Koalamon is a level 4, so that would cut off your line if you were going onto the X antibody.
But we can imagine like that the 7 for color wise could be like blue, purple, and black. I think that's like
that's reasonable.
I'm expecting similar color.
What we can probably assume is it will have an on play, because like
I want to make a really crazy called shot here if you guys don't mind, because Talailakmon plays them from the top of the deck, as does Bolt Boutmon. He plays it, I think it's like up to 6 he drops, and then they have effects. I want to go ahead, really crazy swing of the bat here. I get the feeling that Aegistermon from the Deep Savers will probably maybe look at the top and add things to its sources, and then if you DNA, play them from your sources.
That's cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would tie really well into Fish, but also into the like VPET DNA piles and stuff like that. So would be very on theme. And so saying that, it makes the Sealamon and stuff really cool, because then like, it spawns the Sealamon, and then the Ancient Fish Sealamon gives you can't be shrunk, can't be digivolved.
Which is great. Super good to have, like, especially in the current environment that we're at.
Yeah, if you think it's annoying right now, wait till Blue Flare does both of those things to you.
So
yeah, I think it goes without saying then that, like, because we're thinking about source play, we think they're gonna have on plays and stuff as well. So like Sayakomon and Crabmon both very likely to do. Do you think like maybe just like if played from sources like Crabmon was, or?
Yeah, I'm expecting like I'm expecting the Crabmon to interact with sources in some capacity, like the EX3 one, like interacts with source play, and the BT15 one is like source strip. So I'm expecting this one to either be, they could actually just make this one the floodgate, because like Otamamon is a floodgate. So if they want to introduce like a new floodgate for blue, which I don't think will happen actually, I feel like if we get a Crabmon, it might actually end up being in a different color, and that way they could provide purple with like their 3rd floodgate, for example.
What floodgate would they pick though? Because they've got Psychmon, Gazi, so they need like a cute mon.
Special summon hate yet, which maybe is probably good for purple, but we'll see.
It could be. So
it would be Digivolution costs, right?
Yeah, I think like can't reduce Digivolution costs would make the most sense, or like the warp hate. Although it's a little bit weird, I don't see them doing warp hate like the Kokuamon.
I feel like that's a black thing specific. Well, I mean, this deck could be like half black, so who knows?
I'm expecting the Crabmon to actually be the floodgate, because like the other Crabmons are already pretty playable.
Yeah.
So it'll be like What else do we have in terms of like floodgates? I don't think they'll give you a Pomomon. Purple would abuse that
Purple
way
with a
too much.
Pomomon.
Also, like Pomemon is two-sided, so I feel like it's really dangerous to give that to. I feel like purple is the deck that's just like that. Well, I won't play it. Will you?
Yeah, it'll be like Digivolution reduction. I think that makes like the most sense.
Yeah.
And then for the Shakomon, this could be like your.
It's going to be joint Leviamon support, surely.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be the same way that like the Gatsumon supports the kind of Gatsu pile.
I can see it loading sources.
They already have a Shakomon that.
In blue.
Yeah,
like,
in blue.
Straight up does reduce Digivolution cost. That's
yeah.
hilarious.
I
can't believe we all forgot about this deck. Yeah.
But this Crabmon would theoretically be purple.
Bro, I'd be so annoyed if they just dropped double Floodgate and they're two different Digimon.
No. I'm expecting the Crabmon to be purple, which is like a weird like call, but.
That's so funny that we forgot it. Between us, we've played like 10,000 games of this card game, and we all forgot about Sayakomon for a second.
One thing to note is like, Colomon's like here, so it's possible the Crabmon will just be black. Like,
yeah, it could also be black.
Based on like proximity to like where we're looking. Like if we're looking at like the 4s and like the Colomon's black, and
kind
then if they go.
If you click on them on Humulos, it'll tell you what they can evolve from.
Yeah, like Octomon. If we're assuming Syakomon's the other target rookie, like Octomon leading into purple stuff makes a lot of sense. So like if this deck was like blue, black, purple, like we were saying, like I wouldn't be surprised if our like the Crabmon ends up black, so that way it goes like straight.
Yeah. Would be cool.
So out of the level 4, right? So we know we're getting the Quell, and remember we're not getting like I don't think we'll get something like an Ikaku, and we're not getting the.
I don't think we get an Abidramon either.
I think the ones that are also like more closely tied to like an existing deck that are like going to get splashed in are probably going to have effects like their deck. So like the Gomamon is, or sorry, the Gatsumon in Nature Spirits is already like Gatsumon blocker support. So I would imagine if we got a Jellymon or a Gomamon, they'd kind of just do more of the same thing. Like Source Strip for Gomamon and like draw up to 7 with Jellymon.
Yeah, although Jellymon does also have Source Strip now. Like it's 50-50.
We'll definitely get the Rukamon, like the fish. I feel like that's a card that's not currently like in the game, right?
Dolphmon in English, he's the guy.
Dolphmon, I feel like we'll get him.
Yeah, he would be. This is like a definitely like it's mini Whalemon, right? Like
yeah, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting the line to expand on like the Whammon line of play and like Whammon
tidal wave support.
Yeah, like it'll be sort of like your expansion package. Like these cards will be the ones that like let you like play your guys out.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
One thing that I could also see is if we're just based off of the assumption, looking at the Evos, like if we're looking at Crabmon, Shakomon, like another Gessomon would be another. The thing I'm scared of is obviously the more you go down this street, the more you accidentally print more and more Levia support. But like, Syako Gesso
too, right? So it's like if he has, they could make it so that if it's on top of a Deep Saver or something, like there's ways to give these things levers so that they can give some effects to each deck, for example.
But the effects will be like incredibly generic. Like I would not be surprised. We did get a Seadramon recently, which is the promo Seadramon, and that card's really good.
Oh, what, the Give Rush?
We're due some Seadramon stuff. Seadramon's really hitting critical mass on its good cards. There's Rush Seadramon,
there was Rush, and then the Waru Seadra as well. Those are like pretty recent.
If I get my hopes up, it's because we're going to get a Seadramon deck in the Digimon, what's it called, Hacker's Memory deck. That would be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Seadramon.
Yeah, this
Abidra, I think we could definitely get an Abidra.
You think?
Yeah. There's like
quote me on it, he gives unredirectable.
Yeah, I mean it's a straight upgrade from blocker if he just unredirectable, so you think he's gonna be like an offensive one?
He'll be an offensive version of this existing card.
Yeah. I think if we play off of the idea that like you're building to like you're loading your big like Aegis play, so when you DNA you get to do like one big pinata. Or he could have some kind of like on deletion, like with the new mechanic, what is it called? The blue jellyfish.
Jellymon?
No, the in BT19 the new line. What is it called?
Oh, Puyoyomon that has the like it's called Decode and it
yeah.
The
Balsam Shellmon.
I feel like we'll definitely get like
Ryugamon.
Like Decode. That'd be cool.
We'll get like Ryugamon stuff.
Hey, look! Isn't that foreshadowing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, right. So the dolphin can make its way into
Um,
this.
yeah, it would be really cool. I think one of the things that's interesting that like we've kind of talked about it a little bit, that which would make this deck different from the Nightmare Soldiers and Nature Spirits, is that in Nature Spirits the fives give an effect to your board. So it's like you're in, you play out Jagamon and your guys become blockers, or you play out the frog and they become unblockable. Um, in this, it's play out the four and give one thing an effect instead of give it to your whole board. So like
Yeah.
the Sealamon is like give one guy. So it's like, again, it reinforces the idea that like you'll be making an Aegis-Dramon and then like deploy the Legion from inside him, and it'll be like Sealamons and Dolphmons and stuff. So I could see some pretty cool stuff, like the fours having a lot of like really strong if you played me from source effects.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way they stop that getting co-opted by like generic fish or mirage stuff is by making them different colors. So like the Dolphmon could be red or could be black or whatever, and like that way the mirage can't steal it. But
Yeah, it
it's
probably
still
won't
working
be
Deep Saber.
black if Colomon's taking that. Like,
Yeah, that is true. That's a good point.
yeah, so like you
Um,
get like the black slot, purple slot. Do
we
you
could
think?
get a what's it called? I personally feel like we could get a red like line out of this. I think they could probably do like a blue red Tesla jelly, because it'll be like kind of aggressive pieces.
Yeah, I
Which
could
would be
see
something
that.
cool. That deck is funny, and I don't think it would be, of all the blue swing 9-time OTK decks, I think it would be the funniest to give that one Psych Attack.
All right,
uh,
so big ups Waymon.
yeah, we like the fives.
I
The
think
fives are some real all stars of the fish world. Waymon is the original source play guy. There's
so.
Vikemon.
So I don't think we'll get Vike or Zudo.
Yeah, he'll
Sorry.
probably come later.
Yeah, we won't get Zudo. We won't get. I don't think we'll get the Tesla jelly for sure, or the Tetis.
Yeah.
There's already a Dragomon out. I think we're more likely to go. Oh, what if we got like a Marine Devimon?
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yo.
Okay. So
Do we have a Marine Devi yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from like BT14, and he has like oh god, I can remember the card wrong.
Yo,
It's the
he's
fifth card on
blue.
your screen.
That is.
Yeah. There's a different one, I think.
Yeah, this one I think is this the
Yeah.
one I'm thinking of, BT14? Yeah, and it was like return all the threes. This was
All the
like a
threes.
tech card in like Gabu Bond, I believe.
This is the first time I have seen this card.
It beat all the Ukomons for Gabu Bond.
So the other thing about the Nature Spirit line is like you have the what is it called, the KnTElixar, like effectively like the
Yeah, Marine Angemon and KnTElixar.
yeah. So those could be like, one could be your ace and the other one could be like your playmaker, and it
Give
would be
me a
like,
Marine Anja Ace. That would be crazy.
and it
with
would be sort of
Kenta.
like a fish Mastemon type deal where you have like the good fish and the bad fish, and then you make your Aegis.
We are literally making these cards up, and I'm like, buy your Kentas now.
The
Because he reduces the cost of your Marine Angemon on plays.
This guy has an interesting effect in the current game.
Like LM, yeah.
Yeah. Well, never mind.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I think we're also likely to get like the Pukomon line, because like
Hugo.
the what is it called, the Divermon.
Oh,
like-
yeah.
There's like a Divermon that has the like Sorstrip Play Tamer effect.
We've also the Anomalakari and Divermon are both the like Dark Masters cards for Metal Seedramon. So
Oh yeah, that is
it
true.
would be cool to get those outside of Dark Masters and get them to have like real new cards.
Yeah.
So
but
we're
it's
thinking,
this
like,
this is Scorpiomon in English.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I will say this. I think the
it's
like,
definitely a
'cause we-
Mega Seedramon.
Yeah, I would think so. I think the thing is like we've talked about like the fours are going to give something effects based on which one they play out. I think the fives are going to be more like sticky on the board. So the fives, in my opinion, the fives could be like floodgatey effects. So it'll be like
how you have like the Shogakumon.
Yeah, the Dragomon could be like cards can't be played from trash to stop your opponent. Like it would be Leviamon support and
Wait, I've got the source. What if Mega Seedramon is like interruptive when one of your Digimon would leave play by slotting a level 3 or lower underneath it? It doesn't leave, and then that sets up for
really cool.
that sets up for like generic decode on the level 6.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That would be tight. I would love for them to give like even like what's it called? Plesiomon is in here as well. Like giving decode to some of these like the like
That'll come later.
Yeah, the Gomamon Seedramon lines have always been kind of stuck together. So like it'd be cool to see them have like a synergy piece.
I think like we'll get. I think we're more likely to get like Wamon, the Divermon. I think Marine Devimon
Marine
for
Devi is a
sure.
great call because him and KnTElixar would be really tight.
Yeah. And then who would
And,
be,
like,
oh, lost. I would
maybe
like to see
Mega.
Scorpio, but Mega Seedramon makes more sense.
Yeah, Mega
Bro.
Digimon just has also like a ton of good cards. But
Bro, my
so
foil border Divermons are gonna go crazy.
so remind me again. We have Crab and Chiako for
Yeah, I think
the
those are our
threes.
most likely, and then
And
we'll
then
probably
how
get
many fours do we get?
We're thinking
in the Nature Spirits actual first wave of support, we got 3 4s, but there are very likely more in the next like batch because it was Monochromon.
1,
Or
2,
sorry, no, it was
3.
4.
No, it's one
It
of
was
each color.
4.
You get a
It
3,
was
4, and 5.
Starmon, Geckomon, Monochromon, and Tortomon.
Yes.
So we'll get 4 level 4s.
Which is, I think, half of the level 4s in the VPAC because it's
Yes.
missing Kabuterimon, Gatomon,
Yeah.
Simbera and Goromon, and Kuagamon. So
So
like
it'll be
we could reasonably get half these 4s.
It will be the Dolphin, I think.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Koala, which is confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see them giving us like one of either Geisomon or Octomon.
Or
Yeah.
Octo.
My money's
yeah.
on Geisomon.
My money, I agree. And then definitely a Beedra, I think.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool set of 4s. And like again, I think like if they get like on
Somebody
play,
write this down. Andrew, bring up a notepad.
Yeah, it's notepad time.
These YouTube shorts are gonna go crazy.
Whoa. To be honest, I don't even know what tab we're in. That's why I could not find it. All right, there we go. It's it's peak Boko when it's big screen plus a big ass notepad. So
we're thinking Syakomon and Crabmon for the 3s.
I like that a lot.
All right, here we go. Not Bukamon for the egg.
I think Bukamon eventually, but he might not be in the main set. He might be like we got Modimon later, so we might get Bukamon later.
I think they're using like the VPETs to highlight like less popular Digimon. Well, the Piedmon I think was like a bit of an exception.
Yeah, but he's just like they wanted to give the pirate DNA.
Yeah,
like he's finally in the game now.
What color are we thinking? Crab? Are we thinking black?
Black.
I like the black pick from Marcio. I also think it could be like low key. I think they might do red as like a third color.
I thought about that, like red fish.
Red fish is like something that we've not had a chance to experiment.
We get blue. Cool. We get blue birds and red fish.
Seadramon would be a crazy pick for like the red sea dragons. Like that's kind of I could see. Seadramon
red
cards.
Mega Seadramon.
Yeah, dude, I could see some Seadramon cards getting red pieces, and then like also this.
Oh,
is just,
so
like,
wait, do we want to pivot from purple into red?
Red, blue, purple. That would be awesome.
Red, blue, purple sounds sick.
That would be so tight.
We can. Oh no, we can because Nature Spirits, the Tlaloc doesn't use.
It doesn't
blue.
use any of those colors. Yeah, it uses.
No.
And there is some overlap.
No, because like Nature Spirits has blue, green, yellow, black, but Tlaloc is not.
It's blue. Not blue. It's 3 colors and it's missing the blue.
So we can use red, black, purple, blue, but we can just our 7, the Aegis, can just not have black, and instead it'll be red, purple, blue, right?
Blue, yeah. And we already know that like they're gonna keep doing that going forward too, because the Dokugamon, the spider from the Nightmare Soldiers, is a different color than Bolt Baumon. So we know that they're gonna give the cards like splashes into other colors even if they don't match the boss monster.
So we're saying blue, red, purple?
I'm thinking blue, red, purple for the big guy.
That sounds sick.
And then that's like hella like missile launcher command base, right? Because it's like he could shoot out like a sec attack Seadramon and stuff. Yo, I'm in. If this Digimon has deep savers,
it's gonna spit something out and give it like rush, blitz, or some shit. Like,
that sounds good.
Dude, if you add it to source, gain blitz for the turn. Oh,
yeah, it would be like you're loading things.
Well, you DNA at the end of turn, don't you? So it's like,
I mean, yeah.
So it should, really cool. Red. It should have blitz.
It should have blitz.
We're in, boys.
Blitz, raid, piercing.
Ooh, yeah, okay. I just want the Seadramon line. Sorry, I just want the Seadramon cards to be like part red. That would be so sick.
So like
I would be all for that.
It'll definitely have blitz. I don't think it'll have anything else.
Yeah. We'll see. So yeah, but we think the 4s will have like the utility on plays. So like Sealamon is like the protection. I bet you like a Beedramon will probably give something like make an attack, unblock, or it could do. Oh my god, you know how like Veemon can't be deleted in any battle.
Ooh.
It can totally do that to deep savers.
Oh sure, yeah. I think we'll get taunt.
That would be cool. I can see that. taunt, and then like one of the inherits would be like what's the pufferfish guy called? He could be like if he's
Puko?
underneath the 7, Pukumon.
That was
Pokemon.
close.
Well, yeah, Pukumon, and his inherit could be like if I'm a deep saver, when an opponent attacks, spawn a thing from the source.
Yeah, that could be
That
kind
would
of
be kind of
disruptive.
tight, and then that could like spawn the ace on like taunt step. That would be sweet. Dude, this is sick. I'm in. These cards are not going to be as cool as they are in my head,
No.
but I'm all about it.
Yeah, but Bandai, if one of you is a champion and you want to, Kai,
Bandai,
if you want to feed
please,
this
I
back.
I want a red Seadramon so bad. Yeah. We agreed on Geisomon as well, right? As like the
Yeah.
fourth one we think is very likely. So
For
I
the
think
champion. So
for the level 4, yeah.
Yeah,
So we're saying Seadramon, Geisomon, Sealamon,
Rupamon.
Dolphmon.
Yeah, Dolph.
Those are the 4 we'd said. Oh, maybe a Beedramon as well, but like.
Oh, sorry. It was a Beedra, not
Seadra.
We also already know what Sealamon is doing.
Oh no, we were
it's
thinking
already-
Gesso. I think we skipped Seadra and we just like it will turn into Metal Seadra anyway because we said it
Well, no,
Beedra.
because we just didn't count Sealamon because he's already exists.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Seadramon and then maybe a Beedra.
Yeah.
It'll be. I feel. Wait, what if we just don't get the Gesso?
No, I feel like they've got to do one of the like purpley level 4s, right?
Yeah.
Because like Syakomon is so purple now that like that's really what they've tied the cards to.
The other problem is looking at like this top side. Assuming we don't get Ikaku, I feel like that guarantees that we get Dolphmon because you kind of need something to bridge into this top end.
What's the Dolphmon? He's a dolphin.
That's why. I mean, to be fair, Colomon could be taking the Abidra slot. Like you either lose it, you either lose something either above or below this Salamon since it's in the middle.
Yeah.
For me, there's 4 datas, 2 viruses, 2 vaccines as well. So like maybe they could mix and match a little bit. So like Dolphmon would be our vaccine type. Then it would be Data Sealamon, Data Seadramon, Data Abidramon, and then like one of the 2 viruses on the bottom. That would be cool.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's pretty good on the 4s. I think on the 5s we've already said Marine Devimon. That would be tight.
Yeah, Marine Devimon and Waimon for sure.
Yeah, those would be really cool.
Those make the most sense, and then it's our pick between like Drago, Diver, Mega Seadra, or
if we've got the Sealamon as a promo and it's not in the set, I don't think we're gonna get Scorpiomon because Scorpiomon almost always is like shown to evolve over Sealamon and stuff. And if he's not in the set and he's a promo card, I feel like they'd save him for a different thing.
Okay.
That's my cold shot. So I feel like we're more likely to get like Divermon with the 5s. Because there are 4 5s.
Yeah, one for each color.
Yeah, yellow, blue, black, green. Yeah, and then I don't know, man. Give me the Seadramon. Give me the Mega Seadramon.
Yeah, I think
I'm in, bro. I'm in on my own Kool-Aid right now.
All right, so Marine is definitely gonna be purple.
Yeah.
Waymon. Is he Mr. Blue?
I would imagine so. I feel like we'll get another.
There's like the 4th random color, right? So like, we could have Mega Seadramon be red.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like the Seadramon cards could have like red in them for sure.
And then the Diver. So the Diver.
He'd be black, right?
He could be black and be like kind of also the colors for the dark the what's it called the 4 masters, Dark Masters. God, Digimon brain.
Because like in the VPET, the Coelamon goes into
Scorpiomon and into the bottom ones too, into like Drago and Marine Devi. So I feel like it's very likely.
So which one would be black? Because you need something to evolve, like not evolve, but like
it would have to be
to match.
It'd either be Diver or Marine, right?
I feel like Waimon is more likely to be black. I think
Waymon being black would make a lot of sense. Also, it's like huge, right? So it's like it's protected because it's so big or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then because in the VPET, Sealamon evolves into Scorpiomon, Waymon, Mega Seadramon, and Dragomon. So those are good picks, I think.
Because like the other thing, if we think about like the other cards that are in the set for EX8, the red cards are like the Tyranno cards.
Yeah, that's true. We are basically Tyranno and like Gallantmon X's line.
So like the more I think about it, the more it makes sense for this deck to actually have red. Like we tricked ourselves into being like, oh yeah, it'll be like so cool, and then it's like, wait, no, hold on.
It kind of makes
It does
sense.
make a lot
It
of
actually
sense.
kind of
Because
makes
we
sense.
only because it's EX8, right? So like the confirmed red cards are Gallantmon getting the X antibody line, but it might just be his one Digimon
Yeah.
and
and then-
Tyrannomon
and
cards. So
Tyranno.
like whatever reptile they choose.
This could be the second
Yeah.
line, which means that we would have like a red
Oh, what
Mega
if we got a
Seedramon.
red rookie? What if the egg was the red?
Oh.
Nah, because if they're gonna do it in a set, surely they're gonna. Because like
What
they
if they-
gave us Wanyamon as a promo, and then they saved Modimon for a main set, right?
Yeah, but what
so
if
like surely they'll save Bukamon for the main set.
Oh, we could have
Yeah,
a red Buka though.
No, or you stay blue Buka and we get red things, so that way all of them evolve over
Red
blue.
Pogo.
They either evolve over blue egg or NSP,
Or an
which would then be the
NSP,
red
yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's how I
Okay.
expect. Because like that's what they did with Nature Spirits, right? It's like they can all evolve over Modimon.
Yeah, because the Buka can't be red because none of the current Gomamons have the claws to evolve over Bukamon as an egg because none of them have been
Yeah, that's
two
a good
color,
point.
so you're not future proofing any of the Bukamons by
sure.
making it off color. So the Buka has to be a blue egg, meaning the NSP egg can be off color. Be that purple,
that
red,
makes sense.
whatever.
Good call.
Okay.
That's the fives. Good job on those. I feel
And
like we're
then
pretty good on that.
ultimates.
So
sorry,
I'm
no,
gonna call the shot here.
Megas.
I think it has to be Metal Seedramon and
I think so.
probably Ecclesiomon because they are the two that you fuse.
No, we can't have Plesio. Plesio is oh wait, I guess it's Vike, right? It's like
Well, Vike and Plesio are Gomamon's like two final forms, but like
But we're not
I'm
getting
sure because it's
in-
not Matt's, because you know like Matt's Gomamon always turns into Vike, or sorry, Joe's Gomamon
Gomamon.
always turns into Vikemon. I feel like in this they're more likely to give us Plesiomon without Vikemon because
Really, in
it's
my
not
head,
because it's not Joe's, right? Like and
Oh.
so also it's the one that DNA's in the VPET.
so what you want Plesio and Mega Seedra?
Yeah, I feel like we might get Metal Seedra Ace and then like a Plesiomon.
Oh, I
that
feel
end
the
up turn
opposite. I feel like we'd
DNAs.
get Plesio Ace.
Plesio Ace and then like a Metal Seedra that is like the end of turn.
Yeah, like the Eldoradi equivalent.
I could see that. That'd be cool.
We get 4, so there'll still be Pokemon.
Oh no, because no, there's only Eldoradi. Oh no, there's the
only
Metal
Eldoradi and
Etemon.
Saber, and then Metal Etemon came later.
Him later. So yeah, so right now we only have 2 6s,
I
right?
would, I would
The
really
Saber
like it.
Leo.
I just
would
wonder
really
whether
like
they
it.
would like improve on it and just not release it as a thing, and it's like a core set.
Well, they might like sprinkle them in. That's the other hope. But like
Yeah.
Metal Etemon kind of gives me some. That card individually sucks, but it gives me a lot of hope for the VPET decks because they might just like, here you go, here's one VPET card.
Yeah.
I would love if we had a KnTElixar or Marine Angemon that was real.
Like the like mass day effect, effectively, like you'd have like the good fish and the bad fish.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
I think that would be tight.
Mitamamon is the other?
Mitama, yeah, you fuse Mitama with what's it called? Phoenixmon from the Wind Guardians.
Oh, right.
But
So
they have that in other stuff. Like if you look at the nature spirits, you can make Mastemon because you can DNA Anjuamon.
Oh,
with...
I see what you're saying. Literally on the VPED, the Aegis is made with
Yeah. Because like
Yeah.
they
Mega
have
Seedramon
options.
and Plesio. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like,
Mega.
that's how you do it in the toy.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be
which is
Metal
cool.
and PCO because matching up.
That's just my pick, at least. I think they could do it differently, but like, because you know, it didn't have to be Saber Leo in the original VPET, and like they don't have to stick to it this routinely this way either. They could mix and match a little bit. But you know, when you think of like the fish lines, I feel like in Digimon at the moment, it's like the Seedramon guys and the Gomamon guys. So like, and then the
I think that makes sense.
Birdfish.
In a way, it's its own like Lady Devi Anjulu.
Yeah, do we
Yeah,
have
for
a
sure.
Metal Seedramon X in the game yet?
There's Giga Seedramon, who is a native carrier, but he's not in the card game yet.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, like, Plesio Ace makes a lot of sense because I feel like there's a lot of aces that have X antibody forms.
It would be another ace that evolves over Vikemon. Or sorry, Zudomon.
Okay, this looks good.
Yeah, I can see this. And then like like we said before, I think the 4 is having like giving an effect to one guy, and then the
one
5's
guy.
having like a board wide effect is really neat.
I can see even you getting like you could get de-digivolve and then deletion, so like you're using like the black half to de-digivolve things into the red thresholds
That would be pretty sweet.
for like removal. Like that would be like your ace effectively.
Yeah.
Like a red black ace, like, you know, a reimagining of like Greymon type stuff, and then the blue side of the deck will like do your spawning, give you like unblockable, maybe like you can get sec attack for sure. I think like Aegis will end up with sec attack in some form.
Yeah.
Either like keyword sec attack or like something will give like sec attack to something else.
What if they did the Azulong thing from BT5 and then like for everything with no sources? Or you Shangpeng it and you take everything from your board, put it under, and for every card placed, sec plus
it
one.
like Omnimons, and it like spawns all the dudes from your sources and gives them an attack. Or like for every guy you play from your own source, give yourself a security attack.
That'd be kind of cool. So you
That'd
actually
be
dump
so
them for
tight.
5.
Gives you something to do with all your pieces and
I
on
guess
the board.
Like, do you know how like the Veemon like de-digivolves things and then like pops them? I guess if you combine red, blue, and black, you can like source strip from like the middle, de-digivolve from the top, and then pop with the red.
Yeah. Pretty sweet, bro.
Clean.
I feel like that's a pretty good approach. Also, we kind of like went over all the guys in here too, because like a lot of these, like we said before, are either like Deep Savers might have been the
Jumbo Gamemon. I do not want a Jumbo Gamemon.
Deep Savers might have been the best one of these to start with, because it's like, you know, they're all either fish cards or Leviamon cards, so we kind of like mostly know what they've done. Like, I think of these Digimon, the only one who isn't in the card game with like a good modern card is Dolphinmon, or Dolphmon, excuse me.
Dolphinmon doesn't have anything. Like Veemon
he has like a BT1 card.
Veemon has Tidal Wave, and like, let's be real, Tidal Wave is not.
Dolphmon has a card from BT1 and it has never had another card. It's DOLPH, like a dolphin.
Yeah. So I mean, it'd be cool to get a new one.
Yeah, he's due a little bit of updating. Dude, this is so cool.
Yeah, a playable Veemon would be cool. I think Veemon would just be like one of the is like reverse Mermaimon. Play out a guy, gain 2.
Play a guy from the source. That'd be sick.
Huang Kun.
That'd be nice.
But yeah, I mean, this is cool. I guess we scroll down. I mean, Nightmare Soldiers we could do at some point. I feel like Nightmare Soldiers already having. Maybe it's.
I'd rather do like
Wind Guardians.
Wind Guardians, yeah.
Well, the Nightmare Soldiers are neat because you know we're getting more Seekers support in 20. The Seekers support could be both Lugomon for Lugomon.deck and Nightmare Soldiers Lugomon.
Bro, I was talking, it's like, oh, what's the next Digimon we should do? If we can get like the How Good Is Shoutmon out soon enough, we can try and do Pumpkin. And then I looked, he has 2 cards, and I'm like, that is a 4-minute video.
You do Candlemon. He has an end of turn unsuspend and gain 4 memory.
Yeah. Yo, maybe a Nature Spirit. Yeah, maybe we do. We'll do Wind Guardians, and if Nature Spirit, if there's no Nightmare Soldier news by the time that we get around to it in that many weeks, then we do them next. We can take a look at Metal Empire. There's actually hella VPETs.
Yeah, and this is just the pendulums. There's even more of these that they could do. So it's big hype out here. I'm very excited. Shouts to Humulos for doing all the great resources on the event. It's the website that they call it. It's like Digitama Hatchery. So if you want to learn more about VPETs, because you're getting into VPETs because of the card game, check them out. They've been around for years and they're great. Like,
ain't no way. Discord just crashed?
Hello?
Hello?
Are we back?
Yeah, Discord censorship? That's crazy.
Yeah, anyway, that's it.
We're going to Skype, bros.
Alright.
Yeah, big thank you to all the members. If you saw this early and were like, wow, these were really cool ideas, I hope they do this. Prepare to be disappointed with the rest of us when they don't, but thank you for being a member. If you've seen this and go, wow, they were so wrong, you should have been there with us. Yeah. See ya in 2 weeks. Or whenever.
See you later, nerds.
Okay. Baba Booey.
Do we Baba Booey Bogo?
I actually don't remember.
We might.